Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, everybody? Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Better Baseball MLB DFS Playbook Podcast. Here we are previewing Friday's 11-game main slate. James returned to the podcast here, made your return to the live stream on Thursday. TGIF, my friend.
TGIF indeed. Big slate as always on Friday. Only a couple more Friday slates, John. Maybe this one and one more. Maybe one more.
Just one more. Yeah. Next week is the final week. I've mentioned this a few times this past week, but for those of you who maybe have missed it, our podcast live streamed for the MLB ends with the regular season. We still continue to cover DFS over at Fantasy Alarm throughout the playoffs. So good playbooks and showdown write-ups by the team there. So if you're not yet a member of the All-Pro family, you can sign up today. Go to fantasyalarm.com/win. Get the 7-day free trial as well. Get a taste of what we got going on over there. James and I then take like 2 weeks off, and then all of these graphics flip to the NBA. And you get James and I for NBA DFS podcasts and live streams for the NBA season, which secretly is actually our better sport. So if you've won money with us in the MLB, congratulations. Carry that money over with us into the NBA here, and let's keep building those bankrolls as we move on into the NBA DFS season. But that's neither here nor there. We got to get through this 11-gamer first. Before we jump into the DraftKings main slate, shout out to our friends over at RT Sports. Go to rtsports.com/alarm. Promo code ALARM23. New users who sign up will get a 100% deposit match up to $200 over at RT Sports. Check it out today. Take advantage of that awesome match deposit bonus. James, DraftKings, 11 games on the board. How you feeling, man?
It's an interesting slate, and you look at pitching just right off the top. Who the hell can figure out Pablo Lopez? I can't, because he's great and he's terrible all at once. He's mixed into this great big bag of like great and bad all at once. Framber Valdez kind of similar, although he's seemingly figured it out lately. Last 5 starts have been more of the Framber of old. And then a bunch of, there's 22 starters. So it's not the best list of names, but it's definitely an interesting list of names for an 11-game slate.
It is for sure here. We'll have plenty of value, obviously, in the 11 games. So let's just get into it here. First, let's see. Cores check. We have cores, no cores. So we're good. Cleared of the cores check here. Maybe some rain. I will say, once again, the East Coast is going to get hit with some rain this weekend. We have a tropical storm supposedly coming up the coast here for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So East Coast games could be in jeopardy as we hit across the weekend. So pay attention to the weather. Pay attention to the 5 o'clock live stream here on Friday evening, with James and I will update you with all that needed information. Pitching, though, here, Lopez 10-7, Framber 10-2, Morton is $9,900, Shane Bieber, coming off the IL at 94, and Chris Sale against his former White Sox team at $9,200. You mentioned Pablo Lopez already, like what version shows up. Almost could say the same thing with Framber Valdez on the year. Which version of Framber shows up? He's been much more steady. The Framber of old over his last 4 or 5 starts. It's KC. Talk to me, man. Where are we going with the top pitching prospects?
Pablo Lopez in GPPs works because the Angels have massive strikeout upside, strikeout appeal, and Lopez is 2 starts removed from 14 Ks against the Mets, 8 scoreless. Framber has been really good, 5 straight starts, and the Royals are currently battling the Athletics for the worst record in baseball. So, you could play either of those guys. Morton is whatever. He's slumping again. Probably not the best time to be giving up a lot of runs going into the postseason. Hilarious that Bieber's coming back for no reason at all, because this is a lost season already. So, like, why are you even bringing it back? I guess, it is what it is.
Does he have any
it has to be
track markers or something?
Yeah, I would assume so, right?
Make 20 starts and he gets an extra 100K or something like that.
Innings, maybe innings pitched. He's like, I'm getting my 125 innings or whatever, whatever it is, but not going to play him either way. Chris Sale is very interesting because another, just the slate is just full of GPP pitchers, but he was great against Toronto. He was really
Yep.
good against KC, and he was really bad against Baltimore. And we know Baltimore hits lefties. Outside of Luis Robert and Tim Anderson's been a little better lately, and like there's not a lot to love about the White Sox offense. We've been saying it all year. So
Right.
I would say Lopez, Valdez, Sale is really all I'm getting above 9K, but like none of I guess Framber is the safest of them, but like not even Framber has been all that safe.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you. Framber's been a little bit better. Casey has some guys that have been hitting lefties a little bit better as well. Velasquez, Olivares, Witt, that crew there. So, but I would still expect Framber to be the chalk here. I think of the top group.
Yeah.
We like Morton, but it's again, recent form not great. Does he get the strikeout numbers against Washington? Probably not. I mean, maybe, probably not. So I think it's Framber for me. And then we go down to the mid tier. A guy that we've been playing a lot of has been Dean Creamer lately. Got hit up against St. Louis, but outside of those starts, like been pretty solid for a mid tier pitcher. 87's, one of the higher price points we've had on him in a little bit, but I don't hate necessarily taking a look at him against Cleveland. I mean, we played Gibson Long. He could very much be a chalk pitch. 11 Ks against the Angels, and now he's got the A's. We've talked about it on the Thursday live stream. Any pitcher against Oakland has been the chalk. So I mean, this kid's been pretty good since getting called up. A lot of strikeout potential in this matchup at a mid-tier price point on an 11-game slate.
It's him. That's the next name. It's Gibson Long. The strikeout appeal is too much to pass up. I'd be a little interested here, John, in what the Dodgers do. I know Gavin Stone is listed, but because Emmett Shaheen struck out 57 guys in like 4 innings, they never went to Ryan Yarbrough. I'd be interested to see if they start Yarbrough over Gavin Stone. I'm just going to throw that out there because Yarbrough just never got in the game. At least through 5 innings, he had never gotten the game, just given how well Shaheen was pitching. So just thought I'd throw it out there because I have interest in whoever starts the Dodgers at this point. The Giants are a dumpster fire offensively.
Yeah, I mean, what was the one thing we've talked about with Gavin Stone this year, right? He couldn't get lefties out. I guess that's like the worry because San Francisco does have Kremsky and Conforto and Peterson and is it Estrada switch hitter? So like
no, Estrada's just righty.
Okay. So they can throw some lefties in that lineup. I guess that's like a possible worry, but to your point, they've really, really struggled here. When did Luke Weaver become a Yankee? That's what I want to know. How long
he pitched he got signed and then pitched in the doubleheader against Pittsburgh.
Well, I mean that makes me like Arizona a lot. Mitch fought on the other side though. I mean,
yeah,
5 1/3 strut out against the Cubbies in his last outing. He's
good.
Been okay. Been okay. Not great, but okay. It's Patrick Corbin Day against the Braves. Like, happy Patrick Corbin Day.
Yeah, we're back. We're all the way back.
Yeah, I don't know where else I would touch here. I guess like I'm just gonna plug Gibson Long so we know where we're at. But like probably Framber and Long as our starters for this one. So when we move across, so can think about a 4K per position as we move along and think about some value, but can't get much worse than that.
Yeah, I mean, I would use Brandon Pfaadt, but that's the extent of how far down.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Catcher position, then we can talk about catchers because it's kind of its own thing here, and we can talk about the infield as a whole after that. Again, you have Will Smith against a lefty. I know he's been struggling, but that's been a spot we've been trying to go to. Cal Raleigh might have saved my roto season for me. Has just hit a bunch of home runs.
So many home runs.
29 now on the year. I know the batting average isn't great, and lately, again, sort of these numbers, but against righties is where all of his damage is coming this year. So Dane Dunning experience hit a wall for after a good stretch. So wouldn't mind going to Cal Raleigh in the mid tier. Both Braves catcher, one of them will play. I know they're struggling, but they're at least appropriately priced. We're not getting like a 6K Sean Murphy that we have to worry about anymore. So I could see myself getting to that as well.
Yeah, I'll just throw one or two names in there with the people you mentioned, John. Jake Rogers, someone that we talked about on Thursday stream. He gets Ken Waldasuck, and we know Rogers has massive power. Langoliers on the other side, if you're not playing Gibson Long, Langoliers has been very potent. 20 home runs now on the year in 127 games. That's what he does. He just hits home runs. So those would be two like punt. And I know Martin Maldonado. Shout out to Martin Maldonado. Gets a lefty, John. Martin Maldonado still doing the thing, huh?
I know.
896 OPS his last 10 games. I left him for 2 weeks, and he's still treating us right over here.
I tried to who was I on this? I think it was Servo or Colby. Obviously, there's only two people that filled in for you, so it was one of the two. And I threw out the Maldonado lefty numbers. And I'm like, can you guess what his ISO is against lefties? And they're like, I don't know. I'm like, it's like 320. Like he was just like absolutely hammering lefties. They were bluff speechless there. So yeah, I'm down. I'm down for that spot there too. Listen, Cole Reagans was also just like a dynamo there for a little bit while you were gone. Just double-digit strikeouts.
Yep.
Just it made no sense. I don't think those days are done. But yeah, no, just throwing it out there. But yeah, Rogers against Waldasuck, 100% in on that. I mean, dude, why is he $2,900? He was $3,500 on the Thursday slate.
I don't know.
So yeah, I'm in. It's a good little plug right there. First base. Olsen against Corbin is lefty. Freeman against Minaya is a lefty. Harper against McGill, which is fine. Torque against Waldasuck is fine as well. If you want to go for the mid tier, and then I'll just keep playing Arizona against Weaver. So just to rattle off a couple of first basemen for you.
Yeah. Do you want to keep just discussing first? I like Ryan Noda in the value tier. If Gavin Stone does start, I'm okay playing Lamont Wade Jr. 3,200. Kirilloff 3,300 has hit a bunch of home runs lately, and Nolan Chanel continues to be really good since his Double-A call up. It's kind of crazy. Unfortunately, he doesn't have Ohtani hitting behind him anymore, so that's obviously kind of a drag. But
kind of does. He's got Chris Drury. Not Chris Drury. Chris Drury's a hockey player.
Brandon Drury.
That's true. Chris Drury is the Red Wing from 20 years ago.
Shout out to Chris Drury. Not on this slate.
Shout out to Chris Murray and Andrew Dewhurst if they happen to watch the MLB DFS show today, because they'll appreciate the hockey reference. I guess.
True. Also, we'll find out we have new fans of the MLB DFS show if they are watching.
That's true.
And then I saw Bobby Dahlbach has been pretty good since being recalled. John, would you?
They have him wearing glasses now. Can you imagine if that's what it is? Can you imagine? Can you imagine if this whole time it's just that he couldn't see?
Another player who just is going through life blind. We figure it out. I knew I was blind in 6th grade.
Yeah. That's exactly when I first got my pair of glasses. Was 6th grade. So
if you're oh boy, what a nightmare.
But anyways,
he's been good.
Called up.
Just no reason not to keep playing him, right?
No reason not to keep wearing glasses. It's like Rick Vaughn in Major League, could not see. Yeah, so I'm with you there. I knew we were going to talk about just the infield as a general, but why not just go position by position at this point? We're already 3 deep. We're out here. It's the end of the season. Whatever. Who cares? No one's watching. Betts and Altuve and Albies are the obvious 3 up top here. Albies, happy Patrick Corbin Day to you, good sir. Altuve gets Reagans and Mookie gets Minaya.
I don't think you ever said it was second base, so here we are for the listeners. Second base. In case you're just listening for the first time, nobody's listening.
Nobody listening, nobody watching was also a Major League joke, by the way, for those who didn't pick it up. So,
Brandon Drury, I'll just skip right to him. But seriously, Albies is as good of a play as you're going to get up here. He's actually cheaper than he was from the From the Thursday slate, a slate that he went 4 for 6 when he with a double, a home run, and
Yeah.
a couple RBIs, two more runs scored. So Ozzie Albies pretty good day on Thursday. He's the clear cut play. I would go. So you mentioned Arizona. Ketel Marte is on fire, and
Yeah.
I think him and Corbin Carroll have been the catalyst of like just this offense in general. If you just look 7, 8, 6, 7, 6 runs their last 5 games,
Yeah.
and Marte has scored a run in each game, has 5 RBIs over that span. So 40, and he's 4,700. We were paying. I mean, the last time I saw Ketel Marte before I went on leave, he was damn near 6K, and now
Yeah.
he's sub 5. So he stands out like a sore thumb.
Shout out to Ketel Marte for all the crap we talked about him early on. Being like, where did the power go? What happened to this guy? He had that one random power year. 20, he's going to hit 25.
Almost 60 extra base hits in general.
Good, whatever. Good on him. Figured it out. Corked his bat. I don't know. Bryson Stott's in the mid tier at $4,500. Eduardo Julian against Daniels, fine. Finally bumped up the price on Ronnie Marcio here because we've been playing a lot of this dude because he was $3K forever, but now he's 4,200. So you got to at least throw him in the conversation, but he's not as easy of a value play as he was before. Ahmad Rosario's a guy that hits lefties pretty good at $3,500. Josh Rojas at 33. Someone I would consider as well. Any other values for you at second?
Values. Andy Ibanez, 2,800 against Waldichuk. Would probably be the only other name. He's been pretty good lately.
Yeah, I'm with you there as well. Is bat a lefty or righty? Righty. Okay. Let's move over to the third base position for those of you who are listening. Those of you who are watching. Austin Riley, $5,600, and Alex Bregman at 54. Both get lefties. Both again. Figured atop the slate. I'm not even afraid of Shane Bieber. I'd go with Gunnar Henderson here as well.
He was bad, or not bad, but he was very mediocre pre-injury. So I can't imagine he got reinstated from the 60-day DL. I can't imagine he just figured it out.
I would agree with you. I don't think he just figured it out. I honestly didn't. I was not expecting him to come back. So yeah, top tier is pretty cut and dry. Is there anybody else in the mid or value tier for you that it's sticking out to you?
Nice to see Josh Jung back. Just 3 games back, 3 hits.
Haven't been able to get him versus a lefty yet, but maybe that comes in the series.
Sure. Vierling does get a lefty. Michael Garcia gets a lefty. Anything else? Where is Vientos? Yeah, where's Vientos? Homered again. Yep. I mean, no, he hit
2 the other day.
Yeah, and then he hit 1. That's 4 over his last 8 games. I mean, I've said it. I said it on the stream on Thursday. Like, these kids just needed playing time. They didn't need to be playing every other day, every third day to get a rhythm. Like, it's just impossible. Now he has 8 home runs in his first 57 games, and suddenly you're like, oh, this dude is actually the truth. So, yeah, I would go back to the well. Although Taijuan Walker doesn't lose games, he is 15-5 this year. That was a surprise of a lifetime, seeing that Taijuan Walker had 15 wins because he's been so, just mediocre, but that just speaks to Philly's offense. He gives up a lot of runs and a lot of base runners, so I would definitely go back to the Vientos as well.
Okay. Moving on over to shortstop. Here you have some, again, top-end talent. You can always play them out. Seager, Turner, Gunner's there again. Abrams against Morton if you feel so inclined to go in that direction. Xander's been pretty hot. Crawford at 43 in the mid-tier looks good. I mean, again, for an 11-game slate, we're getting a lot of loaded plays and loaded positions here.
Dude, Xander has been... It's crazy. He started the year like this, and then he just I feel like went through a lull for the rest of the year, and now he's ending the year how he started.
Yeah. He's going to finish the year, and he's going to think he was a great success. He hit 290 with 22 home runs.
Right.
He was terrible for 4 months.
Yeah, and the walk-off home run was the most, the most pathetic walk-off. I shouldn't say pathetic. It was a walk-off, but what... San Diego needs to raise the fence. That was the shortest.
Oh, Yankees fan saying they need to raise fences? That's rich.
No. Hold on. The fence is not the problem. The length of the fence is the problem.
Both of it. The fence is barely taller than the outfielders. And
dude, The San Diego left field line is like chest high. I'm 5'10". I
Yeah.
tower over that.
I mean, again, I'm a Red Sox fan. I can't really complain about field wall height either
Sure,
for right
sure,
field. Now
sure,
we overcompensate because we have the green monster in left,
sure.
but right field, yeah, it's like rib cage high for the fence there. So
I would after that I would go down to Tim Anderson if I'm not playing Chris Sale. Tim
sure,
Anderson, I mean, not that he's hitting for any power, but he is ending the year kind of like how the good Tim Anderson has been for the last how long? I mean, Tim
yeah.
Anderson won a batting title a couple years ago. 250 this year, really? But
Why does he have one home run?
I don't know. I don't know. But it doesn't make any sense. But he has been really, really good.
Yeah, I'm going to say Ceddanne Rafaela as well. Alex Cora's excuse for not playing him was the Red Sox were in contention. Well, they're now officially eliminated from the playoffs. Yeah, no. See, that didn't make any sense either when Alex Cora said it. We're in contention, so we're not playing like our hottest prospect in our minor league organization. But he's hitting 300 with an 800 OPS, so they now have no reason not to play him. So I would expect Ceddanne Rafaela to play the rest of the season better. He plays 9 spots. Find a spot for him. And he leads off. So $3,600 for me. I'm in.
Yep, I'm in too.
Moving on over to the outfield position. Again, not going to sit there and argue with Acuna or Betts or Judge. Fine. They're all in play. Everybody down to Corbin Carroll. Lewis Robert probably is in play. I guess I cut the line off at Lewis Robert is like automatic. Everybody, like, I don't know. Is there a disagreement here for anybody for you that you wouldn't play of the top 15? I mean, they're all in great spots. They're all elite talents.
Yeah,
there's too many of them. If there's any problem, there's just too many of them.
I probably do not have any disagreements. As a Lewis Robert redraft owner or rosterer, I'm very disappointed in how many strikeouts he's had over the last few games, but I would still play him here. 37 home runs and 17 stolen bases for Lewis Roberts, pretty good. So no, I have no objections to playing anyone up here.
Yeah, again, like I don't mean to like lack on the analysis, but it's like Acuna versus Corbin, Betts versus Manaea, Judge gets fought, Julio gets Dunning, maybe not Tatis against Hudson, but sure, it's Tatis against Hudson. Jordan and Tucker both hit lefties really well, so Cole Reagans isn't really like in a dominating spot there. Taylor McGill sucks, so Schwarber, even though he has more homers and singles, has the home run pop. Soto against Hudson's a green light. Carroll might be my favorite just because he's $1,500 cheaper than the next guys. Robert against Sale and JD gets Manaea. Sure, fine. That's 5K. Like, that's your 5K tier. I listed them all. There's not one I would not play. So,
yep. Yeah, JD homered again, by the way, on Thursday.
Yeah, it makes no sense. You go down below, get Ozuna versus Corbin, a lefty at 46. Chaz McCormick at 45. I mean, where are you in this mid 4K range? What sticks out to you?
What sticks out? I mean, I wish the Red Sox outfield was like doing anything.
Oh no, they all suck.
But they have all fallen off a literal cliff, so can't really get to them. Eloy's fallen off a cliff. I don't love the mid tier. Jared Kelenic is fine. He after his hot start, remember when everyone was touting how good of a season he was having?
I mean, it was, but then he got hurt, and it just ruined him. Like that injury just tanked the entire year for him.
Yeah. His season has definitely taken a bad turn. Hunter Renfroe no longer exists on a team. Tommy Pham's been really good, stealing a lot of bases too. 4 home runs away from a 2020 season. He gets Puke Weaver. Matt Wallner, John, has been insane again. 379, 1,000 OPS over his last 10. So I would say, dipping my toes into like that upper 3K tier, it's Tommy Pham and it's Matt Wallner for me.
I like it. No issues. See if we can find any like pure punts down here.
Evan Carter, Texas Ranger prospect, 3,400 as well.
We've been playing a lot of him lately. Coming through big time. Had that homer against Boston the other night. It was great. Willie Castro. I mean that.
Dude, what a season this guy had, huh?
He's got 32 stolen bags, man. Like, I was talking about it with somebody the other day. Last year, there was like 20 players that went 25-25. And like this year, there's already like more than that. Like, there's in general, the amount of guys that have power and speed. Number of guys that had just 25 stolen bases or more last year, you can count on two hands. And here's Willie Castro, nearly with 32 stolen bags on the year.
And not even playing every day. 117 games. He's going to end the year with 120 games and have 35 stolen bases.
They said there was never a rookie to have 25-40, and Corbin Carroll has it. And then there was nobody's ever had, was it 40 and 60, and Acuna's going to have 40 and 70.
No one's had, I don't think anyone's had 40-50.
40-50, yeah. No one's had 40-50, and Acuna's going to have 40-70.
Exactly, 40-70.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. But like I said, some guys are hitting lefties. Nelson Velasquez, I know the recent numbers. Power, like average-wise, not great, but a lot of power out of this dude.
Dude, so many. He has like 10 home runs. He has like 10 home runs since being a Royal. He like just signed him.
Yeah, a lot of power. Olivares had a run here lately as well. And still, I guess, on that run, 324, 865, but he had a little stretch down here, 4 homers in 6 games. So just some power for some value down on the board. If you wanted to go against Framber, we're probably going to play Framber, but just mentioning it. And Kirkstad, your boy down here at 27, should be in the lineup here. So that's probably it until we get an idea of who is and isn't playing. Aaron Hicks stuck out to me there as well, so maybe he'll get into a lineup. All right, let's build. We got Gibson. What's your SB1 here?
Sale probably.
Okay.
If we wanted to go up to Framber, that's fine.
I don't trust him.
It's a risky slate. We're gonna want to get Arizona. Other than Corbin Carroll, not all that expensive.
I would agree with you. All right, let's see what we can do with Sale again. I feel it's a little risky, but
we can play Framber. I'll play Framber.
I want to see what we can do. I want to see what we can build here. So catcher, we're going down to Rogers because he's not priced correctly. First base, what did we want to do? We wanted against Corbin, right? So we needed Acuna and Albies at least. So it's $3,500.
I mean, Tommy Pham is really cheap if we wanted to play Arizona.
Pham's 37. I mean, Kirkstad, as you said, was he KJ?
Free.
27.
Yeah, he's free.
Vientos, Ty Walker, it's 42. Shortstop. What do we want to do?
You can spend down to Tim Anderson but we're playing Chris Sale in this lineup.
Yeah, let's go. Rojas gets Manayo. Well, he still hits lefties. $5,500. I didn't really want to spend up here, so that's 11-1. What can we do?
Go to short.
Oh, this gets us Ozuna. Perfect.
All right, perfect. Yeah.
There you go. 3 Albies, Acuna, Ozuna, Gibson, Long, Sale, Rogers, Christian Walker, Albies, Vientos, Rojas, Acuna, Ozuna, Kirkstad. We had, if we went off him, we went down to O'Hearn. Let's see, that's $900 to play with. Does this move us up to anybody off for Vientos? Not really. So keep Vientos there. Was there a 36? Was that Pham?
Pham he was 37.
37.
It is Lourdes. We could play Lourdes 33.
Where's Lourdes?
33. 30. He's hitting 350 over his last time.
Okay. Yeah. So if we wanted Acuna, we could do that. If we wanted to go to Corbin, we saved a lot of money here. 56. We can bring us back up to Walker here at 44. Give us $800 more.
Go to Tommy Pham from Gurriel.
Do you like Pham over Gurriel?
Yeah. Pham's been better. Pham's been more productive in both slow bases and power.
So this still gives us Albies, Ozuna for our Atlanta. It gives us our Arizona stack. Again, if you wanted to, Ketel Marte is cheaper than Ozzy Albies, so like we could just mess around with these prices the whole time and figure out different ways to make it work. But just some ideas for everybody to build a lineup for this 11-game main slate. We'll have the playbook out I believe, by Justin Vreeland for Friday, and we'll have the live stream at 5 o'clock Eastern. If you guys have any questions, find us in Discord, get us on Twitter, and we will catch you all later.